Christine Conley, who's been in the Connecticut House of Representatives representing District 40 since 2017. She's worked on some very important bills, including the most recent effort to allow early voting in Connecticut. Thanks for making the trip up from the shoreline.
Thank you for having me.
So talk to us about early voting. Just give us a very basic primer on why it's important in your mind and what it is.
So I'm so excited that we all are going to get to vote in November on early voting. And the ballot question will be, do you wish to vote on a variety of days before Election Day? And if the residents of the state of Connecticut choose to vote to allow early voting, we in the General Assembly in January can then create a law and create the details of early voting.
So I know a lot of people are worried about election integrity and security. So how will early voting play into that? Is there any history of that really chipping away at integrity of our elections?
So 37 states allow early voting right now. Kentucky allows to vote 5 days prior to Election Day, and Minnesota allows to vote all the way up to 46 days prior to Election Day. Along with the other states that allow for no absentee voting for any reason, 45 states allow some form of early voting, and we're lacking in the minority, not allowing folks to vote early. So I think it's really important that we give folks an opportunity to vote at a time that's a little more convenient for them, for folks who might be working 2 jobs or might have very busy days that happens to be the Tuesday, the one election day, to make sure that every resident's voice is heard on who they choose to elect.
What are some of the impacts that you hope that this will have on voter access? You know, we're always talking about barriers to entry. We're always talking about making elections and voter access more widespread every single year. What impact will this have?
Well, we're going to see today that the amount of people who chose to vote today probably is going to be pretty low. And if we look at what happened 2 years ago, when folks were able to do more absentee ballots, 80% of voters had their voice heard as to who they'd like to elect them. So anything we can do to allow those who are eligible to vote at a time that's more convenient and give more people an opportunity to have their voices heard is better for our government as a whole.
All right, thank you for joining us and giving us some insight too on that, and that'll
Much
be on
appreciated.
our ballot, right?
Absolutely.
In November, yeah.